Congratulations on purchasing your new Dustless Blasting machine. We're here to provide you with a brief overview and some helpful tips before you get to blasting. The first thing you'll want to do is set up the blast hose and deadman. Go ahead and stretch out your blast hose and screw in the nozzle. Attach the deadman and control line to the blast hose with Velcro straps or zip ties, leaving slack toward the nozzle end. Now you're ready to attach the blast hose to the pinch hose that's located on top of the blast pot, and make sure to insert the safety pin. Finally, couple the electric line to the connector hanging out of the control box. Once you get to blasting, it's important to rotate and flip the pinch hose periodically to create an even wear that lengthens its lifespan. You can find a more detailed training video on mobile hose setup online at our academy. Now you're ready to fill up the blast pot. The pot should always be filled with water before adding any abrasive. You can use a water hose, but let's assume you're out on a job and have already filled up your water storage tank. First, you need to open the path from the water storage tank to the blast pot by opening the water tank valve. Then open the water inlet valve on the blast pot to let water in. Once that's done, open the blue overflow valve on the blast pot. This will allow water to flow out, letting you know when the machine has reached the proper fill level. Before you can use the water pump, the air compressor needs to be turned on. Make sure the compressor service valves are closed before starting. The air inlet valve should also be closed, while the blowdown valve is open. Turn the compressor to the on position. Once the stop engine light turns off, you can press start. The engine will warm up for 15 to 30 seconds and you'll see the pressure gauge climb. Once your compressor is ready for work, slowly open the service valve. Now is a good time to go ahead and turn on the cooling fan to keep your machine from getting too hot, only if it's really humid outside or you're dry blasting. Once that's done, you're ready to activate the water pump. Go to the auxiliary outlets on the moisture separator and find the small air pilot valve. Open it to activate the water pump. Water should start coming through the overflow valve, letting you know that the blast pot is full. You'll need to close the air pilot valve to stop pumping water into the blast pot. Then close the overflow and water inlet valve. Now that the blast pot is filled with water, it's time to add your abrasive. Unlock the abrasive control lever to access your fill cap. Remove the fill cap and add your abrasive with the wide mouth fill funnel that comes with your machine. You've added the abrasive and now it's time to pressurize your machine. Double check that the overflow and water inlet valves are closed. Go ahead and close the blowdown valve and slowly open the air inlet valve. You should know that your compressor comes set by the manufacturer at the correct operating pressure. You will need to use the pressure regulator knob on the blast pot to adjust your PSI. The pressure regulator should be set depending on what you're blasting. The higher the pressure, the higher the productivity. Lower pressures are more gentle on whatever substrate you're blasting. It's also important for the moisture tank bleed valve and the filter regulator screw to be open while blasting so the machine can bleed out moisture. After the first 50 hours of running your equipment, you'll want to do the initial runtime maintenance by changing your air filter, fuel filter, and oil filters. After that, this maintenance will only occur after every 500 hours of use. You can find detailed maintenance instructions in your user manual or online. One of the most important things to know is how to properly turn off your machine because this has to be done in a specific order to prevent damages. So listen up. The first step is to depressurize the machine by closing the air inlet valve, which is the air going inside the vessel. Next, you need to open the blowdown valve to release the pressure from inside. This must be done before you turn off the compressor. The last step is to close the compressor service valve. Now you're good to go ahead and turn the compressor to the off position. It will take a few minutes for the compressor to cool down and shut off. This is normal. We recommend ensuring the button bleeder valve on the pinch valve is depressed, which will keep the hose from being pinched when it's not in use. Now that you know how to operate your machine, let's talk abrasives. For wet blasting, any abrasive that sinks in water will do the trick. It's important not to use any abrasives that are dirty or have an inconsistent particle size because that can cause problems such as sputtering or clogging the machine. Our favorite abrasive is recycled bottle glass because it's clean, inexpensive, environmentally friendly, and suited for a wide variety of jobs. There are two different abrasive shapes that you'll want to decide between: angular abrasives and round abrasives. Angular abrasives have sharp edges that will cut into the substrate, leaving an anchor profile for paint to adhere to it. Round abrasives are used for cleaning and leaving a smooth finish, like cleaning calcium deposits from a pool. You can find more in-depth information on choosing abrasives online at our academy. Moving right along to nozzles. Our products come with the most commonly used SLV nozzles that provide increased velocity and are great for general blasting. You will get the correct nozzle size with your machine when it arrives. For example, if you ordered the DB500, you'll receive the SLV number 5 nozzle. You can find a variety of nozzles with size suggestions online under our products page. We want you to enjoy your new machine and stay safe while doing it. Maintaining nozzle control at all times is super important to ensure safety. It's crucial that you're always wearing personal protective equipment. You can find our Nova 3 Blast Respirator online to provide personal climate control, hearing protection, and ultimate comfort while blasting. If you're looking for instructions or tips on a particular blasting topic, check out our academy that provides in-depth training videos on specific machines and online products. As always, feel free to contact us directly or visit dustlessblasting.com if you have any questions on how to operate your machine. Now go get to blasting.